This may seem like the last place you'd expect to learn American Sign Language. A building buzzing with conversations, students learning, and TVs blaring from every corner. But just a few feet away from this noisy square is a world of silence. Professor Rebecca Dady, who was born deaf, teaches ASL 101 not with her voice but with her hands. No chalkboard clatter, no spoken lectures, just what appears to be fingers dancing midair, telling cultural stories that are building bridges between two worlds.
English is linear, right? And so word for word and word order. And it becomes, the meaning gets derived from that. In ASL, it's a visual language, so you're using space. It's a spatial language. So I can create a visual picture, if you will, incorporating facial expressions in that spatial space.
Regional security.
But Dady says the current administration's rollback of interpreters at the White House briefings are sending a chilling message to the deaf community.
It sends a message that we're less than as a deaf community. We're less than because it's not a priority.
Starting today, we will have an ASL.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, ASL interpreters stood alongside national leaders, ensuring vital information reached everyone. Today, those interpreters gone, leaving captions as the only communication between the executive branch and the deaf community.
An ASL interpreter is my first preference because it's more natural, it's a visual language, it's the same language I speak, and it captures the moment, the feeling, the nuances, the tones, the urgency of the message through a sign language interpreter, because if you just have captioning, it's written word and it doesn't intonate.
Having an interpreter, is it a want? Is it a need? What exactly is it?
Well, it's a need, absolutely. It's a need because everyone will have full understanding in English, right, with the captioning. But if you had an ASL interpreter, all the deaf, it's a deaf need. It's work. It's a lot of mental work, if you will, to try to piece it all together and try to figure out what is the message. And it's ongoing. It doesn't stop, right, because captioning goes on as the person speaking.
In her class, Dady teaches more than just vocabulary. She builds allies for the deaf community, one sign at a time.
Outside of this class, I would have had no idea the struggles that the deaf community faces with their history and education, and even to this day, how they feel so excluded.
Learning from our professor really has made me understand this community and, have kind of like a greater respect and, knowledge for them.
I never really realized how much of their own culture they have, and so that's really been eye-opening to learn about during this class.
I know people will forget ASL, right? It's short, it's natural. If you're not in it and you don't use it, you lose it, and that's okay. But I do know the cultural part and that understanding and the empathy is going to stay long after the language has faded from most hearing people's minds.
I know how much work needs to be put in to help making deaf lives easier from the hearing perspective, rather than just saying they can figure it out on their own, we don't need to help them.
The National Association of the Deaf has asked the White House to bring interpreters back, but so far, silence. If you had the opportunity to address the White House directly, what would you say?
That's a tough one. What would I say? Every person, no matter who they are, each person knows themselves what's the best fit for them, right? And so be humble and be open and listen and be okay to admit, you know what, I made a mistake. We can fix this and provide the solution. It's the need for everyone.
A mindset Dady teaches each and every one of her students. Reporting in Syracuse, Mike Lamort, NCC News.